I'm a sucker for a handsome face. The more battle-scarred, the more beautiful, I say.
Oh, well, you should see Ricky then.
Well, what can I do, you lovesome?
I thought you had to know I helped Mad Mario in the Undercrow.
So I heard. And so I'm impressed. I like when someone does me and mine a favor. Makes me feel real friendly towards them, you know?
Nope.
And I like to give my friends little tokens of my appreciation, like this. Expect me to be in touch, if or when I need you. Elsewise, do come to see me should you happen to uncover any particularly juicy tidbits regarding Ferrante's political schemes.
I mean, a new blood.
We're the future, and we ain't going nowhere. We're pirates, lovesome.
Stop saying that.
We own this
I'm not
sea,
your lovesome.
and the sea loves us back in her twisted way. Ferrante pines for a homeland he's never seen. But what does old Valia mean to me or my crew? We're not Valian, and we never will be. Though if you're Valian and you want to join our bloodline, you're more than welcome. I believe you. You seem like a sharp captain, you do.
Why do you want to meet?
I've got a problem, Watcher. And I think you're just the captain to solve it. Me and Ferrante don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Not least of which is the future of the Principe. We got few rules amongst us new bloods, but one of them is that you live free. We steal and we might murder, but if you pledge to us, you're our blood, our family. Now, if I were to act in direct opposition to Ferrante, he'd use it to call a vote of the Council of Captains. He'd see me swinging by the neck. But no one's got a leash on you.
Well, technically correct, but I'm doing all your quests.
Which means if you were to, perchance, free the slaves at Crookspur, Ferrante couldn't do piss all about it. No one deserves to be enslaved by another.
That I do believe.
Understand? I'm asking you to sail to Crookspur to meet with one of mine. She's hiding within their midst, and will have insider information on the slavers.
And how do I find this pirate?
She'll find you, lovesome. You'll know her by her scar. It's a ghastly sight.
How's Ferrante connected to the slavers?
I've only suppositions to offer you, lovesome. But I'd bet my swollenette Ferrante is attempting to gain standing with someone other than the slavers.
Absolutely.
Aiding the slavers is small fry for a captain like Ferrante. It wouldn't pay well enough to be worth the investment. Nope, he's got ulterior motives, mark my words. I know they base their operations in the Deadfire out of Crookspur. I know they're small but ruthless, and they've run into problems shipping around the islands. Find me when you've freed those slaves. I'll make it worth your while. Captain, got something for me, Dove?
Leans forwards with interest, the corner of her lips curving wickedly.
I'm all ears.
Yep.
I've only suppositions to offer you, lovesome. Aiding the slavers. No, you can bet I'll be looking into Ferrante's
can I ask you
possible
to
business
search
and
Nick
political
Dacker for
associations
information
further.
before Hangman?
For the tip, however slight,
Nice.
I thank you.
Thank you. Alright, Ferrante asked me to search Nikataka for the floating hangman, and we did see it.
Nekataka? But why there, lovesome?
Aeldys crosses her arms beneath her breasts.
Well, go on then. I'm sure you've heard our saying, share and share, as is the law of the coast.
After Lucia Riven was slain by a Baratheon priest, she rose as a death guard.
Explains how she's captain of an undead crew. That also tells me, if she's a death guard, then there'll be something she's wanting most fierce. Something she may be willing to bargain for. This bit of knowledge is something I can assuredly work with. I always did like untangling the threads of history. It's like puzzling out an encoded treasure map. Only to reap these spoils, we've to uncover the mysteries of the past. Give me time, and I'll find the means to deal with Lucia. Then we'll be one fathom closer to commandeering the floating hangman.
Apparently the old Jacuzzi Paladin, Luvia Ribbon, commands a floating hangman.
The floating hangman is the remains of the ThomFnG. Interesting. Quite. I had heard rumors as to such. The floating hangman flies a flag featuring the burning palace from Old Valia.
Sure. Ooh, yes.
As you wish, Dove.
Alright, so we have quests that are probably interlinked with each other. Hey, little swine!
Yes.
Oh?
Puny. Too puny to join my crew.
Arms crossed, the hulking ogre looks you from head to toe. He squints at your feet. I'm unimpressed.
Go away. Be gone. Scram.
What's an ogre doing in Stone Age?
As I said, I seek bodies for a crew. And no, you cannot join.
A bounty though, mate. Wait, there's a bounty?
It is kind of you to announce yourself to me, bounty hunter. It will be just as kind of you to die by my hand.
Do.
See trouble.
The next
Yes?
time. We taking these bits and bobs off? There we go.
Just like
There we go, that's better. Yep. So
How might I assist?
yes, the map. So that's the time it shows the familiar waters of land masses of Deadfire, but without the other pieces. Well, I do have them. And just a flament to you, brilliant friend, with enough confidence that you won't fail to safeguard it. Enjoy your riches by the appointed day. Captain Anniq. I have all the maps now. Yes, I do. Right, quest item. Let's stitch together approximation. Man, I can't say that. I can't say that well. I can understand it in my head, but that's not the way to say it. Of a map points the way to remote islands. Illustrations of squat huts and the name Junvik Village stand out with prominence. The northern coast, however, is adored with scribbled the likeness of a skull. Spidery lettering encircles the landmass to spell out the name Drowned Burrows. Merely holding the parchment fills you with a sense of dread. When you run your thumb over the skull, your pulse quickens like the beating of a drum. Junvik Village.
Not that gesture.
I welcome your return.
Killed the Lord Imp.
So, the puffed up little charlatan is gone for good. That's one down. Just 3 left to go.
Well, maybe she's
If
doing
you're
it for
still game.
the treasure. Oh, no, her smile is sunny. It doesn't quite match the look in her eyes. Killed the lady.
Finally, the lady falls. You already have my gratitude. Now take my coin. But halfway is half done, my friend. There are 2 more members of the Firebrand's old crew that need your special attention.
How about your sister? She's the corner of her lips.
Danae was a wild girl from the day she was born. She came out of the womb yelling loud enough to make your ears bleed. And she never really stopped. She chased a bad end like a winter-starved wolf chases the first fat deer calf of spring. It was only a matter of time before she caught it. But dead is dead. And reminiscing with you won't bring her back.
Killed Katrine.
I hope Katrin put on a good show for you before the end. There's just the 1 crew member left now.
There.
I'd say it's a shame to have lost such a brilliant mind, But Torkar didn't give you any choice. You've put to bed the last of the Firebrand's crew, my friend, which was more than I ever could have hoped for. Thank you truly. I can rest easy now, knowing they got what they deserved.
Okay.
Lavaru, be on sync.
What for, Cap?
Yep.
Something I can do?
Oh, it's going to be a while now. Yeah, it's going to take a while for these things to die. Junvik Village, Captain Hagley's treasure. Let's see. The area seems unremarkable, but for a set of large rocks placed in a triangular formation. You compare the barren desert pass with the notations and landmarks of Captain Hinkwa's map. This is the site of the buried treasure. You dig at the spot until your shiver hits a bag of coins, bustling at it as it seems. Kneeling to gather up armloads of riches, you spot the corner of a buried chest. You dig faster and pry open the chest. A fortune, jewels and goods sparkle in the light. Junvik Village. See what it does. Ooh, hello, folks.
I said no, Tatok. The drowned barrows are closed.
The elderly dwarf holds her arms, her disapproving frown warping the tattoos that encircle her face.
If you want to join your son, you can offer yourself to Nemnock next season.
Our elders crossed the land bridge to protect their children. You disgrace their memory, feeding our young to the mountain Anniq.
Auburn bearded dwarf waves towards an imposing peak on the horizon. Its cliff face is like a leering skull.
Nemnock will release my son, or perish.
Utters the words in a hate-filled whisper that causes Anniq to hiss through her teeth. What happened to your son?
Kali sacrificed himself for the good of the tribe, right, Tatok?
Nice job, mate. Nice job.
I lived a full life in the shadow of the barrows. Kali deserves the same.
If you reject Nemnock's accord, then you are truly lost. May Kali find peace in the embrace of the Mighty One.
Anniq grits her teeth and marches across the settlement, turning her gaze to linger on the distant outline of the mountain.
Spit on Nemnock.
We get much in return now.
Some ink must have leaked through Anniq's skull if she thinks I'll stand idly by.
Tatok mutters to himself as he presses a fine chisel into the scales of his armour, engraving runes on one laborious curve at a time. Lean in for a better look at the engraving. The runes are a Nazite language, at least half of which is spelled out a litany of violence and colourful curses. Nazike, was that the ranger in the first game? Chisel goes askew and draws a harsh line across the iron. Tartuk's eyes twitches.
There goes the rest of my day. What do you want, Outlander?
What was the argument?
Our chieftain offered my Kali to the drowned barrows.
Got spits on his armour and rubs harder at the chisel mark.
Nemnock accepted him. An honor to some, a tragedy to me.
Tatok sighs and wipes his brow with the back of his hand. Who is Nemnock?
God of the island, a great terror of a being, but kind to us when we follow the rules.
Takes his chisel at the stone idol at the centre.
His likeness is the most any of us have seen. We only meet his ogre minions who guard the isle. The children we send, they face him in the mountain.
He nods towards the northern horizon. I've never heard of a new god. This might be a closer look.
Nimnock sure takes like a god. He demands readers, scribes, anyone handy with ink and quill. My colleague had the misfortune to be born clever.
Grimaces to himself.
Did you say you'd go to the Mountain of Power?
Easy, mate.
Would you find my boy while you're there?
What is to work a blink at you?
We send other tithes to the mountain as well. Gold, gems, items of power, if such things interest you.
I'll look out for Callie when I'm there.
My thanks, Outlander. I have no cause to expect help, but I'll take it where I can. Next time it'll be Nimnock who pays.
Journey to the drowned burrows.
No god of mine steals a child. Junvik tradition. The names of friends and foes are engraved on its hide.
He bangs on his chest grimly broadly.
Been with the tribe for generations. Good armor remembers.
This is a handsome village.
We work hard to keep it that way.
Dust. Tatok signs and glances at each of the brick huts.
Too hard at times. Nay, I hope he's smart enough to...
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Muttering in prayer, the tattooed chieftain scoops panfuls of sand into a stout mound. She leans forwards and blows out the mound hard enough to scatter it into breeze. A smile spreads across her face as a breeze carries due north.
I offer amends for the slight of Tatok, Great One. A gift of breath and wind for his wasted words.
Opens her arms and calls out to the northern horizon. Finally, she dusts off her pants, turns to you.
I hope you came for a good reason, goat cousin.
Okay. I get that, and then I kind of get that. Alright. What's a tribe of boreal dwarfs?
Thriving, my outlander friend. The elders of my youth told stories of those who crossed the sea by a great land bridge. Now, I tell them to my children.
Zobo.
The gods opened a path for us, and we trudged forward, spurred by inviting whispers carried over the horizon.
He nods towards the mountain in the north.
We followed prophecy until we found mighty Nimnock, who gives us safety, security, and a future.
You and Tarek were arguing.
Kali joined mighty Nimnock in the drowned barrows, against the wishes of his infidel father.
Infidel. Holds her arms and glances over your shoulder.
Nimnock does Kali great honor. Tatok is a fool to think otherwise.
You hear that Nimrock is your god?
Nimnock is the god of this island and patron of our tribe. Nimnock gives life and safety to all Junvik. To feed the barrows with sacrifice is to feed our prosperity.
Hey, why did not take your tribesmen?
It is not for me to question
You
the will
didn't
of a
take them,
god,
you gave them.
nor is it any business of yours.
He furrows her brow and pins you with a warning glance.
Kali was blessed to be taken. May we all be as clever and beloved as he.
Earlier you mentioned something about Nimnock's accord.
In exchange for our obedience to Nimnock's laws, the Mighty One guarantees our safety and plenty.
Claps her hand over her heart and bows to the north.
One day, all of the Deadfire will accept Nimnock's accord. Speak on then.
The ink outlines a complex maze from her jaw to her brow. You get a little dizzy just from peering closer. Anniq smiles as she takes notes of your interest.
When I was born, the Holy Woman told my mother these markings would bring me luck. So far, they bring only more questions.
Well, they're not that lucky
What?
then, eh?
Is that not the nature of faith?
Yeah. Alright. Come at me, bro. catch, man. Oh, you had a perfect opportunity. Stab, stab, and stab. Aye, big stabby. Come on. People didn't like Eora, did they? I think they really hate this man. Shadow Vale. The land here is scattered and barren, eerily quiet, with jagged hilltops plunging abruptly into the calm, clear seas. No birds fly above, and you've not spotted the first boar, rat or lizard. By comparison, the camp ahead positively bustles. Horses are tied off to stakes. A robed figure, cowl pulled over its head, sits upon a crate, and the scent of hearty stew wafts from the pot, hanging over the small fire. Magic presence, but I can't pinpoint it. It's a trap. It's a trap. I'm thinking it's a trap. Thinking it's a trap. It's a trap. Something like a trap. Okay, sneak to the camp. Maya nods at your instructions and, crouching low, leads you forward. Maya nods at your instructions. Keeping low and behind the robed figure, you make your way towards the campfire. You're passing the first tent, absolutely assured in the silence of your movements, when as a van folk levels an arbutus at your head from your left. Not another step. His voice grows, almost more menacingly than the bolt threatening to add another hole to your head. Look, I thought it was a success that I got here. Didn't it seem like a success? A leaf elf in Adarian finery steps from another tent. Greeted, stranger. She smiles welcomingly. At a broad-shouldered island, Amura joins the man with the crossbow. You note that the robed figure hasn't moved an inch. Still smoking, cants her head slightly to the right. Who is anyone? Her words ring melancholy, almost harmlessly with themselves. Who are you? I'm Tom, Captain of Junk, formerly the Witcher. The island and your lips curl into expressions somewhere between a grimace and a grin, and many things besides, no doubt. We're not here to cause trouble. The Arabian woman bows slightly at the waist, brown hair falling over her face in loose curls. In that case, who are we to keep you from your company? Please, join us by our fire. She gestures to the camp. The trio guide you among the tents. There seem to be many for the few kith you see about. The elf graciously offers you a seat at the fire. The robed figure makes no apparent notice of your arrival, their cowl casting their visage in impenetrable shadow. We have soup, Mara says. Stew, really, and you're welcome to make use of our tents, if you care to rest. Do you know much about the chain? Well, the Amur shakes his head and says very little. The Adarian grins and answers, a thing or two. Why? Asks the dusky human. Survival. The geography here. It's like the land has been twisted by or broken by some great power. The Adarian nods, perhaps it has. A great cataclysm shook this realm in ages past. The Amura shakes his head, but there's not much we can tell you about it. Who's your hated friend? The woman laughs slightly, just that. Perhaps you should ask yourself. Approach. I want to be an ass? Who are you? The figure makes no response at all, as firelight and shadow play along the folds of its robes. You approach the figure, who makes no move. Each step takes you closer, yet somehow also further away. The crossing seems to take minutes, and the campfire falls away to your Periphery. You can't stop. Bending low, you peer up under the hood into the face within. The hairless face with a pale grey skin, thin lips and narrow nose and no eye sockets at all. What the fuck? The facade smiles, its mouth curling at the corners. The figure stands. You shudder. No, the ground shudders, or the air. The dirt churns beneath your feet, and your stomach leaps into your throat, and the ground opens beneath you. Plunge into darkness. When you wake, the ground is bare. No tents, no horses, no traces, even of a campfire. What happens when you're curious, folks? Halls of the unseen. Okay. After an arduous journey, you finally reach the centre of the volcanic devastation. Before you is a broad-faced stone building, rugged with age. The Isle of Whale, solitary and all-seeing, is blazoned above the door. You approach the door, though carefully made out of only of stone. You feel the burn in the eyes regard between your eyes. The door swings open without a sound and reveals a dark, narrow staircase winding down into the earth. Okie dokie.
Anyone bring a spool of fishing line?
Why would I do that? I don't like this at all. Right.
A question, Watcher?
Oh yeah, you got a question, alright. Stopped all that. Oh great. Oh, you can see that lass.
Break upon the wheel. You shan't walk away from this one.
Well. Come in, my pretties. What do I get for this? Scepter. Website chance become invisible for 1 round on scoring hits.
Death take you.
Take him down.
You were saying?
Welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you?
I got some material for your book.
I could not have hoped for a better partner in this endeavor. Your well-deserved pay, of course. Why stop here? We're making good headway, and you've certainly proven yourself. I'm sending you far out west this time. Past Port Mage, past the Wakara Reef, and even the Kangati Islands. Nobody's been out that way in ages. All manner of dark stories. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'll be waiting.
I'll be waiting.